These are Bansuri flutes, and I have 3 here, and I also have a Japanese shakuhachi. This is the first Bansuri flute I ever bought. This is the second one. As you can see, they're progressively larger. And this is my latest one that is very, very difficult to play, very difficult for me to play, to get a note out of, but I'm working on it. And this is a plastic, but actually a very nice Japanese shakuhachi. This also is difficult to play, and that's part of the intrigue for me, is that these are a challenge. Not like a guitar where you can learn a couple of chords and certainly in a few days you're making some kind of music. With these, to get a note, if you've never played one of these or played a flute, even to get a note out of them is very difficult. But that's part of the intrigue, as I said. This is in the tonic, the key of B flat, and so when I first tried to play this, I couldn't get a note out of it. It seemed like a big instrument to me. Now it seems like a little toy. And I don't know who made this. I'm assuming it is bamboo. I think it is bamboo. It's got a thicker wall. It's thicker. Has a very delicate sound. Didn't cost me very much. So this one's pretty easy to get around. I'm still working on the half notes and the means, which is the bends. This one is in the key of G, and this one is made by Jeff Whittier. This is a very, very fine handmade flute in the key of G. This is an Indian Bansuris. Now I've only been playing these flutes seriously for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months or something like that. Certainly to master these takes years, but anyway, I'm able to get some pretty good notes out of this, some half tones. So I'm able to do that and use this weird fingering. Then we have this, which is my latest one, and I had a little video about this before. This is in the key of E. This is a big boy. This is, when I first picked this up, I couldn't put my fingers over the holes at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, the store where I bought this from, the guy who's a flute player there, Bansuri flute player, could not play this at all. He couldn't do it without cheating, without doing this, whatever. So getting a note out of this, a tone out of this, is difficult, but this is the key of E, with these holes closed here. That is the concert key that you usually hear on record by the Indian masters. They're playing in E. And the reason I wanted to try to work with this is so when I listen to a recording, they're usually playing in E so that I can play along or get some ideas. Otherwise, I'm playing in a totally different key. So just to get a note out of this is difficult for me. In order to do that, about 2 weeks ago, I had to literally sit there and stretch my fingers apart like this. Stretch apart like this. Do hand exercises over and over again to be able to reach the holes on this thing. I am not kidding. Like sitting there like this over and over, like some kind of a torture session or something like that. So anyway, and then so I'm working with this and I'm able to get some nice sounds out of this, but I have a lot more practicing to do. And then you have the shakuhachi, which in a way is even more difficult than these, just to get a note out of. This is not made of bamboo, this is made of plastic, but it's a nice one. So I'm working with this. Half tones, not having much luck. Getting a sound out of this thing is an accomplishment for me. Beautiful, great instrument. If you ever listen to Japanese shakuhachi music, it is amazing, very haunting. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi called the sound of the shakuhachi something like the sound of the dead or something like that, because it's very eerie. There's nothing like the sound of a shakuhachi, but this is going to take years. Too breathy, but I'm working on it. Anyway, those are the flutes. Shakuhachi, the E bass Bansuri, the B flat Bansuri, I'm sorry, the G Bansuri, and the B flat Bansuri, the little guy here. Anyway, that's what I'm working on. So you guys that follow me on my channel, that's what I'm working on these days. Holding back a little bit on the flamenco because I've hit a kind of a wall, so I'm working on these flutes now. Anyway, thank you for your time. If you have any questions, let me know. The Bansuri is shakuhachi, really, really good for meditation because you're using the breath, cycle of breath, pranic yoga, all of that stuff.